At Wind River Resort and Casino, we like to celebrate life's little moments. Oh, and the big ones too. Because around here, when you're completely in the moment, that's when the magic happens. Come in and find your moment at Wind River Resort and Casino.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Chief Meteorologist Mike Krueger. You're watching Coffee with Krueger every weekday morning at 7 a.m. So glad you joined us this morning. We are starting with some wet weather for some of us. Not all of you are seeing that wet weather here. It looks like Modoc County, Lassen, Plumas counties all looking dry. Red Bluff all the way down to Chico, Oroville, Willows looking dry. The radar is showing that it is progressing eastward. So, of course, the coast, as we typically see, is seeing that rain. Now, of course, we're seeing that rain right now. We're seeing a bit of a lull in the activity between those two lines. And I'll tell you what, most of the rain that we see for the valley will be this morning. And then this afternoon, I do expect the potential for some scattered showers in the valley, maybe even some thunderstorms. And, looking, the closer we get to this afternoon, the forecast models get stronger and stronger with those thunderstorms, which could mean heavy downpours, gusty winds, hail, possible lightning. We'll see. We'll have to watch that very closely here as we get into the weekend. But weekend. I'm already thinking about the weekend, folks, as we go into the afternoon. So that's what it's looking like this morning out on the radar. How you doing this morning? It was a very interesting morning. I don't know if, for those of you that live in the Reading area, some of you may have been dealing with a Spectrum internet outage. I woke up in the morning and I saw a dreaded amber light on my router. That basically means that the internet is out. And I'm like, oh my goodness, what am I going to do? So I ended up getting some stuff done very early. And what I was able to do is I can do this in these little pinches. I can't do it for the 24-hour streaming channel. The 24-hour streaming channel goes down. There's nothing I can do about that. But I can record weather segments and then upload them to YouTube and Facebook and wherever I need to upload them through my cell phone service. So I can use the hotspot, with my computer and upload it. So that worked and it was great. And by the time I had everything ready to go and it was done, here's a little mess. I was able to get it done. Sure enough, the internet restored itself. And I re-recorded everything because I did short versions, very short versions, just so I could kind of get through it. But I was able to get through it. So a little bit of a hectic morning, but not too bad. I was glad Spectrum was able to get things up and running here sooner than they had anticipated. When I called the service, they said that there was an outage. Of course, it didn't say why. And that it would be up by 7 o'clock this morning. Well, here we are, 7 o'clock this morning, and it is. But it was up much sooner than that. So that's very good. I'm very happy about that. So that was my little snafu this morning, but I was able to get through it, and we survived. With that said, let's get you to Krueger's Quickcast here this morning for your Wednesday, February 19th. Can you almost believe? I mean, we're more than halfway through the month. We're getting there. All right, take a look at that radar again. And there, of course, you can see that rain is kicking in. North end of the valley, nothing terribly heavy. That's essentially what we've got right here. It was gusty winds this morning. The wind advisory that was for Del Norte and Humboldt counties was supposed to expire at 9 o'clock this morning. It expired sooner. Looks like the cold front not quite as strong as it was anticipated, so wind's not quite as strong either. Still a little gusty there for central parts of Siskiyou County, but that wind advisory has been allowed to expire as well. So we are seeing that first band of rain pushing through the valley this morning. There's another band coming behind that. Now what I'm going to say about that band pushing through now is that it'll quickly move to the east. Red Bluff, Corning, Chico, you'll eventually see some rain here in the next hour or so. Behind that, the one that's moving through the coast right now, that one is actually going to push a little bit more to the north. So Reading, I think you'll get some of it late this morning, early afternoon. But Red Bluff, Corning, Chico, Willows, Oroville, once this first band pushes through, you're not going to see much rain for the rest of the morning after this. And then eventually maybe some thunderstorms. We'll get into that here a little bit later. Right now, we're looking at 48 degrees for Reading, 55 in Chico, 53 for Oroville. So mild. 41 degrees out in Alturas and 49 degrees in Crescent City. Let's get you out the door this morning, and a little wet for some of us. In the valley, it will be wet at 8 o'clock. I think most of us will be wet. Eastern Mountains, Modoc County, you're going to have to hold off a little bit longer before you start seeing some of that rain and, of course, that high elevation snow entering the picture. Now, with that internet outage, you can kind of see the loop in the satellite there. You can see how it kind of morphs a little bit. It kind of fades. And of course, the radar kind of skips a little bit as well. Again, that's because of some of the missing data I had due to the power or the internet outage. But we're back up and running, and things transition back over to gathering data as usual here in the weather center, the command center here in Weather NorCal. So again, you can see that rain, that cold front, and I mentioned this yesterday, the cold front's going to move through quickly. By noon, that cold front will be over Nevada. It'll be off to our east. But behind the cold front, we've got cool and unstable air. So this is what it looks like this morning. 8 o'clock, the main band of rain will pretty much have pushed through Red Bluff, Corning, Willows, Chico, seeing some of that rain. So again, that first band of rain, as you can see, is in the east side of the valley. The second band of rain is to the north and west of the valley. Now notice where that second band of rain goes. Well, first of all, of course, you can see Susanville, Portola, seeing some of that rain with that first band. But look it up to the north, west of the valley. Trinity County, Del Norte, Humboldt, Siskiyou, northern Shasta, Modoc County, all seeing some kind of wet weather, right? But the valley, not so much. So by mid-morning, you're going to be like, well, where's all the rain you promised, Mike? Well, number one, I never promise anything. But number two, there'll be more, not a lot. It'll be scattered showers. Here's noon. Still, not much going on, right? Most of it's in the mountains. The valley's still seeing some of the clouds. But check this out. You see what's going on here? Look to the south of Redding. You see that round circle? Well, it's just kind of an idea of that. That is a thunderstorm. That is a potential thunderstorm. We're not guaranteed to get thunderstorms, but I'm seeing that. I saw yesterday. What's interesting is the National Weather Service isn't really just talking about it in their what they call a forecast discussion. I'm seeing that potential. I've been seeing it since yesterday. And as we look at other forecast models, some of these short-range forecast models also getting more aggressive. Yesterday, I was looking at the HRRR, which I don't know why I didn't decide to show you guys this too, but I was looking at the HRRR this morning, and it was much more aggressive with that potential for thunderstorms this afternoon than it was yesterday. So there you can see, as we go through the afternoon, we're seeing that potential for thunderstorms, and it's going to be working its way southeastward. So the first half of the afternoon, better chances in Redding. The second half of the afternoon, better chances in Chico. But notice behind that band of heavier rainfall you see down to the south and east, you're seeing fairly dry conditions. The coast, a few snow flurries here and there out towards the higher elevations. By 5 o'clock, now it's between Chico and Oroville, and then it pushes out by 8, 9 o'clock this morning. Tonight. 10 o'clock tonight. So there you have it, right? And then it dries out. And then we stay dry for the next few days. Now let's talk about the winds, because the winds were a little gusty last night, especially along the coast. But look at this, by 9 o'clock this morning, as the cold front moves out, the winds die down. However, still breezy for central Siskiyou County, still breezy for the valley coming out of the south-southeast. There's midday for the valley, still seeing gusty winds a little bit. We'll call it breezy. And then by this afternoon, evening, the winds for the most part are dying down. Now, Thursday, actually see a bit of a north wind for the valley and a bit of a north wind for the coast. All right, so we'll be looking at that as well. Take a look at the Mount Shasta Ski Park. No new snow over the last 24 hours. The summit depth is about 104 inches. And depending on which run you ski on or snowboard on, it's groomed or rider packed. Now, right now, I-5 and 89 are clear. But I do expect rain today on I-5. And I do expect maybe a bit of a mix out towards Snowman Summit. So just be prepared for that. Maybe on your drive there this morning, it won't be too bad, but on the way back. And of course, the ski park highway between 89 and the ski park, reports yesterday were indicating that it was fine when you entered the ski park highway. But as you started getting closer to the Nordic, where they do the what they call it, cross-country skiing, kind of around that area, you started getting more of that packed snow. And of course, you got the packed snow on the parking lot at the ski park as well. So just be aware of that. You'll be running into that on the ski park highway. Let's take a look at some of the snow we'll see at the ski park. Not a ton, but you know what? I think we could see 6 inches, especially at the summit of the ski park. No chain requirements right now, but that may change. Again, with snow levels fairly high, I don't anticipate a lot of travel delays due to snow. There's a look at I-5 near Mount Shasta and, of course, Snowman Summit. You can see it's clear there. It looks a little wet, but that's about it. So overall, the conditions look pretty good right now. But looking at the afternoon today, let's take it through 5 p.m. Again, you look at I-5, I don't see any snow on it. I don't see any snow on Highway 89, Highway 299 West, Highway 36 West. It's Cedar Pass, right? It's these higher snow passes, Bogard Ranger Station. Yeah, I think you'll see some snow up there on Highway 44. So you go at about 5,000 feet or higher, you're going to most likely start to see some chain requirements, and that'll continue tonight and into tomorrow. Even though most of the snow, in fact, it won't be snowing tomorrow morning, there'll probably be some leftover snow from what we see here this afternoon and even this evening. So here's what's in store for us today. Temperatures are going to be the upper 50s to around 60 in the valley, low 40s for most of us in the mountains, and low to mid 50s here for the coast. And tonight, it's cooling off. Probably looking at some clearing skies a little bit here. That'll keep those temperatures upper 30s to around 40 in the valley for the mountains, especially north and east, mid to upper 20s. And we've got those upper 30s along the coast. Okay. All right. Let's take a look at your 7-day outlook for the valley. Yeah, I mean, of course, showers today. Could be some heavy downpours. And as I mentioned, if we see a thunderstorm this afternoon in the valley, you'll be dealing with the potential for a brief period of heavy downpours, possible hail, gusty winds, the works. And then, of course, Thursday, Friday, through the weekend, you're dry. I am keeping my eye on Saturday, especially for Redding. There's a system that's kind of passing through that's going to clip northern California. The typical spots that will see that rain will be the coast, western Siskiyou County, even Trinity County, and even northern Shasta County. Could it clip Redding? Possibly Saturday, we'll see. But mainly dry and, of course, warmer for next week. I do expect a better chance for some wet weather. I'm starting to see those long-range forecast models get in better alignment for some showers this weekend. I think Saturday is the best chance, and then through the day on Sunday, those chances do diminish. Keep it the chance there for Siskiyou County as well. Sunday will be a slimmer chance, especially in the afternoon, and then drier and warmer for early next week. Okay, take a look at some of the cameras out there. Ooh, oh man, that was nice. The camera moved just in time while I, adjusted to it. But there you can see, of course, Lake Oroville looking dry at this point. There you can see the ominous skies looking off, I would assume, to the west, where we do have that rain kind of coming in and moving into Oroville eventually. It's dry this morning on Main Street Chico on Highway 32. No surprises there. Of course, the rain's not there just yet, but it will in the next hour or so. Highway 99 at Neal Road, also dry. You can see off in the distance there the gray skies. It's, again, an ominous-looking sky. It's not terrible. It's just going to be some rain. The dark skies. And looking at Sundial Bridge Drive on Highway 44, or Highway 44 at Sundial Bridge Drive, doesn't look too terribly wet there. Hey, by the way, I want to remind you, I've got some great radio partners. Kay Shasta with Don and Heather in the mornings, Logan Kane at 106X in the morning, and Stephen Clark on News Talk KQMS. I do weather updates with them. I chat with them. We have a good time. So be sure to check it out if you're on your morning commute in your car. All right. Before we get to that, let's take a look at what some of you are saying out there this morning. Got a lot of good mornings. Good morning, good morning, good morning to you all. Let's do this. Let's say good morning to everybody. Let's see everybody's good morning. We've got Kimberly. We've got Tracy. We've got Barry. We've got Jackie Dixon saying good morning. Curtis Brown saying good morning. And also, waiting for my coffee in the rain. No rain yet. Light winds from the southeast. I tell you what, this is going to be, I think, very disappointing rain for many of us. So yeah, unfortunately. Rainfall totals are probably not going to be that impressive for most areas. So should be interesting. All right, take a look at what Tom Fraser saying good morning and everyone. We've got Stephen Cook. It's 10 degrees warmer this morning. Yeah, of course, the system, it's a warmer storm system. Must be the cloud cover, the blanket. You're right. That's also contributing to it. Jeff Johnson saying good morning. We got Chrissy Bentley saying 37 degrees, very dry in Upper Shingletown. That may change. Of course, it will change later this morning. Here's a new name that I haven't seen. Is Sandra Brown. Good morning. Well, good morning to you. Looks like a beautiful picture there on your profile picture. Deborah, I I think this is a new name too. I don't think I've seen your name. Forgive me if I haven't. Maybe you have. Lots of rain in Crescent City. Good morning, all. Oh, okay. That's interesting. Tell you what, let's take a look at... Let me see if I can get that up. This is a great resource, by the way. Where is it? Rain totals. How much rain have we seen in the last 24 hours in parts of Northern California? Let's get to it. I'll take you right to it. Oh yeah, look at Crescent City. Thank you for that report, Dawn. This, and I'm gonna put your just as a kind of reminder, who reminded us. Lots of rain in Crescent City. Good morning, all. Good morning to Dawn. Yeah, I mean, you saw almost an inch so far. You've got more rain on the way. Doesn't look as impressive to the south. Let's take a look at some of those other totals. Oops, I got to go with the other mouse. Take a look at just north of Eureka, Arcata, looking at about 0.31. So again, yeah, nothing reported as far as any accumulating rain in the valley. Of course, has to be expected. What else? We got, zooming in a little bit tighter, sometimes we get some bigger numbers here. Towards Gasky, about a ½ inch there. So yeah, we've seen, and this is where we would typically see, of course, where most of the rain has fallen so far, it has been up to the north. Very nice. Very nice indeed. You know, while we're here, let's take a look at the sunset camera here real quickly and see what it looks like out there. It is wet. Now, it was windy out there this morning too. But yeah, we are certainly going to see those improving conditions later today. All right, let's get to your deeper dive forecast, which is made possible by Wind River Resort and Casino. At Wind River Resort and Casino, enjoy friendly service, a wide variety of specials and promotions, plus all of your favorite slots and table games. All right, let's get right to it. Oop, there. I had something on the floor I had to get there. All right, take a look at the radar and look at this. We got that first batch of rain that's kind of pushing on through, okay? Now, that's bringing some light rain. This is not heavy, okay? This is not heavy at all. That first band is going to be pushing eastward, so Red Bluff, Corning, Willows, Chico, Oro. You're all going to see it. It's not going to be anything for you to write home about or for you to get excited about, but it will be a little wet. You may need to use your windshield wipers for a brief period of time. This right here looks much more impressive, and that's why, of course, seeing some of the heavier rainfall on the coast. This rain is going to be pushing eastward. So as this pushes eastward, eventually the Quincy, Portola seeing some of that rain, right? So this is the first band. This is the second band that we're watching as well. This one's pushing mainly to the north. It may clip places like Redding this morning, but once this passes, we're going to be fairly dry for a good portion of the morning for most of the valley. 48 degrees right now for Redding, 48 for Red Bluff, 55 in Chico, 33 in Susanville, Alturas about 41, and right around 50 right now along the coast. All right, so here's your headlines. Rain, wind, and really the wind, yeah, okay, it'll be a little windy for some of us, but honestly, it's not going to be that bad. It's just going to be a bit breezy, I think, in some spots. We've got high elevation snow. I think the snow will be mainly above 5,000 feet. And a possible thunderstorm this afternoon. I tell you what, it's looking pretty promising. We'll have to see, but I'm going to be watching that very closely. Snow levels ranging between 4,000 and 5,000 feet, and this is generous. I think this will be closer to 5,000 feet and higher. Drier and warmer the rest of the week with possible coastal and mountain showers by the weekend. We'll take a closer look at that too. So again, what we've got here, the source of moisture is a Pineapple Express. That's right here. So we've got that source of moisture. The cold front is tapping into that, squeezing out. And of course, we've got, see a bit of a spin right here? Just a little bit of a spin. We call it a vortex. This is moving through, and that's what's creating the instability. Not to mention we've got the cooler and unstable air as well. So the combination of the two is going to help to bring us more rain. But it's not going to be that widespread steady rain that you love so much, or maybe not love so much. It's going to be periods of rain. Sometimes it'll be heavier than others, maybe just a stray shower. That's going to be the extent of it. So you can see this morning, there's the cold front. By 8 a.m., the cold front is off to the east. So see how it's drying out? A bit drier for Redding, Red Bluff, even Corning, but Chico still seeing some of the showers. You head to the north, you're seeing the rain and snow there, again, mainly above 4,000 or 5,000 feet. And Del Norte County still seeing some heavy rainfall and some rain out towards northern Humboldt. Let's take it about 10 o'clock this morning. So we're, that first band of rain that's here right now, by 10 o'clock in the morning, it's already over southern Lassen and Plumas counties. But look at the valley. You see that? By 9, 10 o'clock this morning, many of us are dry at least. It's going to be kind of overcast and it may be a little drizzly, misty, but mainly dry. Okay, and then it's to the north, this right here, you see to the north and west, some pretty good rainfall out towards western Siskiyou, Del Norte, northern Humboldt, even Trinity County getting into some of that rain. But, I mean, not very active for Modoc County, Lassen County. Okay, so you see what happens? You see how it pushes eastward? Look where most of the rain is, north of the valley. Yeah, I mean, central northern Shasta County seeing that rain. Siskiyou County, Del Norte now, Modoc County, you're seeing some of it. Scattered showers for Lassen. But off to the west, you see how it's breaking apart? This is noon today. And by the way, the cold front's now gone. It's out of here. It's over Nevada at this point. So a fast-moving system. 6 o'clock this morning, here's the cold front. Boom. I mean, within 6 hours, it's off to the east. It's a fast-moving system. But behind that, of course, we've got that cool and unstable air and that bit of a spin. That's what's moving through here today. All right, here's 1 o'clock. Look at this. You see that? That could be the potential for a thunderstorm, and a strong one at that. When we see returns like that, this is, of course, the potential for a brief period of heavy rain, a downpour, really, maybe some gusty winds, hail, a possibility, and lightning. We'll have to watch that. Now, all of this energy is shifting to the south and east through the afternoon. You see that? Around Corning now, around Red Bluff, Redding, not so much anymore. But we're seeing those showers and thunderstorms. And look at this heavy snow as we go above 5,000, 6,000 feet. And you'll notice, too, some instability here. So this could, a stray shower for parts of Trinity County, even parts of Siskiyou County. But look at Del Norte and Humboldt. Not so bad, is it? Now we go into 5 p.m. You see how I was mentioning, it's shifting to the south and east. Now we have most of the rain down over Chico, Oroville, and east of that. But everyone else, for the most part, drying out. Look at this. We're even seeing some sunshine, seeing some clearing skies. Let's take you to tonight. Now it's all to the south. Everybody's dry. We're seeing clearing skies here for tonight. We're seeing clearing skies for tomorrow morning. There could be some morning fog, especially for some of the inland and mountain valleys. And maybe even a little bit of fog for parts of the valley early tomorrow morning as well. There's midday Thursday. It's dry. That's something I've been talking about here, the dry conditions here for Thursday. Let's take you into midday on Friday. Dry conditions. You can see the clouds kind of moving in. You see a bit of some activity here. This, for the most part, is not going to have a very big impact on us as far as rain is concerned. You can see just a very weak boundary. So yeah, okay, sure, northern Humboldt, Del Norte, maybe even western Siskiyou County could see some of that rain too. But then Saturday, a slightly stronger system coming in behind that. So how much rain can we expect through Friday? All right, well, most of it's going to be today. You see that? Now, look at this. Almost a half an inch in Chico, a lot less than that for Redding. When we have the type of system that's moving through that we're dealing with today, the thing is, you can a lot of times take these numbers and just throw them out the window because it depends on where these heavier downpours develop. If one develops over Redding, it'll be a lot more than that. If it doesn't develop over Chico, it'll be a lot less than that. All right, so you kind of get the idea. But overall, I would say at most a half an inch. Now, on top of what we've already seen out in Crescent City, of course, no big surprises there. Now, we look at the snow. Since snow levels are high, I don't expect any major impacts for travel. The main impacts will be rain, right? Wet roads. But you have to go above 5,000 feet before you really start seeing anything, possibly and maybe even above that, as far as accumulating snow is concerned. Might be overdoing it. Again, a bit generous, if you will, for a trace of snow in Chester. I mean, maybe a bit of a mix at times, but that will be it. But look at I-5. No snow on I-5. Really not much in the way of snow on Highway 89 either. Highway 299 West, just wet. 36 West maybe just wet as well. And then again, as you go about 5,000 feet, some of those higher mountain passes, yeah, sure. All right, the winds by 9 a.m., mostly kind of looking to the valley, mostly looking to central Siskiyou County to the east. They start to die down later this afternoon and evening, but I do expect kind of another shift. So the winds today more from the south, and then behind the cold front, we got those winds coming in from the south, or excuse me, coming from the north to south. There's noon, a little breezy for the valley with those north winds. And then even 6 p.m., still a little breezy in the valley, even tonight. But, excuse me, tomorrow night. But then by tomorrow evening, what's today? No, that's Friday. Ooh, here we go. So yes, Thursday, the winds will be strong from the north, or we'll call it breezy for the valley, and then by Friday, the winds die down. That's what I was trying to get at there. All right, so again, remember I was talking about 6 o'clock this morning, that the cold front is off to the west, entering and then by noon, look where it is. It's out of here. But still, again, we've got a bit of a spin. We've got some instability, the cold and unstable air, and that's going to give us the showers and possible thunderstorms, especially for the valley. And then we're dry. Now, you can see this system on Friday is pretty weak. It's not going to do much for us. This system moves on out, and then we got this one that'll be coming in pretty quickly. There it is on Saturday. So, you know, the forecast model is getting a little bit more aggressive on where this will be. Now, as of right now, it looks like it'll be mainly to the north and west. So Trinity County, Del Norte, Humboldt, West Central and Western Siskiyou County, all seeing that potential for rain, and even northern Shasta County. But could Redding get in on some of that too, Saturday afternoon, Saturday evening? Sure, I think so. And then we can see Saturday, you see what's happening? We have high pressure here. That's going to be building. What that will do is it'll take any rain that's approaching us and it'll start pushing it northward. So yes, we could start the first half of the day on Sunday for Del Norte, northern Humboldt, western Siskiyou with a few light showers, but by the afternoon on Sunday, it's gone. Got to watch this. This may impact us around Tuesday of next week. Especially for the coast. Otherwise, we're dry through next week. Look at this high pressure. This is a strong ridge of high pressure. It's going to be a blocking ridge. It'll prevent any storms from moving in, and it'll warm us up. We're going to see some warmer weather. We'll get into that here in a second. Drier than normal for the long range. No big surprises there. Taking a look at the lake levels, we're still seeing about a 1 foot drop every 24 hours for Lake Shasta. Much less than that, though, for Trinity. We are in Oroville. We're down below 80% of the capacity. We're down to about 78%, but still over 80% for Trinity and Oroville. That's to be expected because we're seeing less of a release there. All right, I've been showing this every day. Again, it's interesting. It's been an unusually cool month of February so far. We've been below normal in most cases throughout the month, but that's going to change over to warmer than normal as we get toward the end of the month. In fact, there you can see here, the Climate Prediction Center putting us in that warmer than normal category. And just for fun, we take a look at that 10-day trend for Redding, just as an example, because everyone's going to see the warmer trend. You see how it gets a little bit warmer than normal, right, through the weekend. But then, yeah, look at that. We could even see some 70s as early as this weekend, but it will most likely be through next week. The wave heights, there you have it. You have to look closely, see how it's going to moving a little bit here. We have a smoke threat advisory today. The winds are fairly strong. We're also looking at some high wave heights. So that smoke threat advisory will be through this afternoon. All right, so for today, here's your Trinity County neighborhood forecast. So we look at the 7-day. Today, the wet weather. Dry Thursday, Friday. There's that Saturday system I was talking about. Sunday, maybe a morning shower, but otherwise dry through Sunday, and then drier for Monday, Tuesday of next week. 43 for a high today in Mad River, 44 degrees for Forest Glen, and it looks like Wildwood, a high today of about 44 degrees. Now, for Humboldt County, here you can see on Saturday, maybe a chance for a shower. On Sunday, though, I'd say no. I'd say on Sunday it'll be out to the north. And then Monday, Tuesday, you're dry. Now, as we take you out to places like Ferndale, Fortuna, Hydesville, I think maybe a chance for showers Sunday morning, but most of it will be to the north. So better chances Sunday morning for Eureka northward, right? Blue Lake about 54, and we're talking Sunday, right? For today, of course, yeah, the wet weather. But it starts to dry out by the afternoon. There you can see 52 degrees for Crescent City, 48 degrees for Gasquet, and 54 degrees for Orleans. Now for Siskiyou County, wet today, dry Thursday, Friday. There's Saturday, maybe Sunday morning. But Sunday afternoon through Tuesday of next week, it will be dry. Scott Valley, 44 degrees in Etna today, 45 degrees in Callahan, 44 in Fort Jones and Greenview, about 45 degrees. Central, eastern Siskiyou County, we're looking at 44 degrees in Weed, 42 degrees for McLeod and Dunsmuir, about 46 degrees. Here's your Modoc County neighborhood forecast. I'm going to keep you dry through the weekend. I think any of that rain I was just talking about will be to the west of Del Norte County, I always want to say Del Norte today, I don't know why, of Modoc County. It'll all stay to the west throughout the weekend, so you'll be dry. this weekend, not today. 46 degrees for Montgomery Creek, 43 degrees in Hat Creek, 39 degrees in Old Station. Bernie, you'll be dry through the weekend. We're dry out towards Lassen Park and Lake Almanor through the weekend. And then Monday, Tuesday, we are looking at temperatures increasing a bit. Let's take you down to the south. Paradise, looks like you've got that wet weather today, as well as Susanville, but dry for both Paradise and Susanville through the weekend and early next week. Here's your Valley neighborhood forecast to the south, brought to you by Walgamith Painting. Your temperature is in the low 60s. We could get to the low 60s today. How about 61 degrees for Orland, 61 degrees for Hamilton City, 60 for Durham. Here's your 7-day forecast for Chico. So again, I'm going to keep you dry through the weekend. We could even touch 70 degrees here sometime this weekend, and better chances going into Monday, Tuesday of next week. Out towards the city of Shasta Lake, 55 degrees today, 52 degrees for Lakehead, and 57 degrees in Palo Cedro. Here's a look at your 7-day outlook for Redding. Mid-60s for Friday, Saturday. We're getting closer to 70 by Sunday. And as I mentioned, right now I'm not putting it in stone. I'm not putting in the forecast. I'm not putting on the 7-day forecast. But you know what? We can't rule out something going on there on Saturday. We can't. It's going to be close. It's going to be a close call. But for the most part, I think it'll be dry. And then, of course, we're dry, warmer as we go into next week. Okay, I love these reports. Thank you, Lori Lindsay. She is reporting, good morning. It started to rain in Anderson. All right, I appreciate that. I love it. I love hearing that. You know, I haven't even looked outside. Let me look outside. Is it raining out there? I'm going to take a look. I mean, it's mostly cloud. I don't see much rain. I'd have to take a look at the pool in the backyard, see if we have any raindrops in there. But this is what I was talking about when we were looking at the radar. Like, this is not very heavy. It's not very heavy at all. So there you go. I mean, and so this first band that's coming through, it's nothing all that significant. It's the heavy downpours, if we should see some thunderstorms this afternoon, that will bring you better chances for at least that measurable rainfall. But it'll be few and far between. Not everyone's going to see that, even if it does develop. So that's essentially what's going on there. Let me take a look at some cameras, kind of wrapping up the show here this morning. Unless any of you have any questions about what's going on, but the fact that there aren't a lot of questions tells me that I'm doing my job and that I'm answering all of your questions here. We got Lynn Jones saying good morning, light rain here in West Reading. There you go. Not surprised. Not surprised at all. All right, let's take a look at some of those cameras. Oh, this is nice. There it is. Is it going to move yet? No, don't move, don't move. Looking good. So there you have it. That is your show this morning, folks. Of course, I'm going to be keeping a close eye on everything this morning. I'm going to keep a close eye on things this afternoon because it could get interesting. I think if these thunderstorms can get strong, we may even potentially reach that severe category. So I'm going to be on high alert here through the afternoon and watching the radar, see what happens with those thunderstorms. In the meantime, you have yourselves a great morning. You have yourselves a great Wednesday. And we will see you bright and early tomorrow morning on Coffee with Krueger at 7 a.m. If Spectrum Internet's still working, I'm sure it will be. Have yourselves a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow.